That group is very active. The last group there. Okay, they're the cheerer. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, teachers. And our group formed the case number 4 about multiple assessments. And some parents raised the concern on the number of assessment given to their children. They expressed their worries about the overwhelming number of assessments their children face throughout the school year. They expressed concern that the constant testing could lead to significant stress and burnout, impacting their children's mental health and overall enthusiasm for learning. They felt the impacting of assessment distracted from valuable instructional time and limited opportunities for creative exploration. And the parents complained about the mental health students, so many exams. And our answer consists of 2 points, namely education and evaluation. And parents' criticism as an evaluation to teachers is that every assessment is not always a test. It can be taken from project activities. And then provide education to parents regarding the less curriculum where learning is adapted to children's different abilities. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. You are right. So assessments are not always exams. So we have to educate the parents, correct? Okay, the next one. Dislike for school activities, especially extracurricular activities. We have some foreigner students. So this is from a parent who is a British. Okay, probably in their country, extracurricular activities is not given that much focus. So here, he would always complain every meeting, every time we have a gathering, he would always raise this concern. Okay, so anyone from the group?
Okay, our case is dislike for school activities. This is solution for our group. The first one, explain to the parent that all subjects are important for children, but every child has different abilities. And then, before we starting the extracurricular activities, teacher provides a form for them to choose so they can choose the extracurricular what they like. And number 2, explain the benefit for extracurricular activities. Example like extracurricular basket, they can join the event like in here is PU Cup. And then the last, emphasize optional participation. Remind parents that extracurricular are generally optional, allowing to decide it based on what they feel is the best for the child. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So you explain to the parents the importance. Okay, next. This is very common now. Concerns with mental health and well-being.
So, good morning, teachers. So, in this kind of concern about mental health and well-being. So, as a teacher, we can support our students by my group solution is we can start by creating or make a safe place for the students wherein they can feel comfortable to open up the challenges that they are facing right now. And we can also reduce the amount of loads that they need to do And as well as we can also cooperate with the parents about the students' behavior that their children doing in school, as well as we can encourage or motivate our students that learning is not just about grades, but also no one is perfect and everybody can make mistakes. And we can motivate them by those challenges that they are facing right now are the key to success and achieve their dreams. Thank you.
Okay, so there. Okay, so this is very common now. Thank you for all the suggestions that you have made. I hope others are listening. Okay, next is student misconduct and video evidence. Read the condition.
Okay, good morning, teachers. Okay, so this is the case that we got, and then the solution that can be over. The first one is we should call the student first because we need to know from their POV why they are doing it and what is the purpose of doing it and then why it happened. Next, we should call the parents and then we should try to talk to the parents in a friendly way. This can help to clear up the misunderstanding and show that the goal is to solve the issue together. And then, for the next, we need to involve a neutral person for a mediation. And then they can ensure to talk, stay respectful and focus on resolving the issue. And then we can tell to the parents that the video taken, it's just only to prove, and then the school will keep it private, and then not to impress anyone just for the evidence. And then we can say to the students that the video only as a way to fix the problem, not to accuse anyone. Showing it to the school can help guide the students to learn from the mistake without shaming on them. Okay, that's all for our team. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you for offering that solution. Next, I think this is also common here. Delayed delivery of supplies. Does this happen here? Read the condition. Read the incident. Does this happen here also? Okay.
Good morning, teachers. Let me try to explain the solution that we came up with this case. So first, we have to tell the parents to reassure them that it is, to tell them to calm down first because they have been angry, right? And then the second one is checking the information with the management or administration to make sure the information, the exact information about the book and the uniforms that hasn't been delivered. Next, we, as the teacher, we will try to make a lesson summary to be studied or find a substitute, for example, like a legal ebook from the actual publisher. After that, we have to reassure that we will follow up again to the teacher, and then we also have to follow up to the administration. Then also we have to give awareness to the parents that many students are experiencing the same thing. And then tell them that the teacher is also trying their best to catch up with the lesson. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, the next case. Sharing of answers in the class activity. Look at the case.
Good morning, everyone. Case number 9, sharing of answer in the class activity. The parents of students running for honors question the decision of the teachers not to record the work of the student for a certain class activity due to the same answer given by another student. The parents claim that his son did not allow a classmate to copy from him but shared his work to give another student an idea on how to go about the activity. The parents said that his son's work was the original, that his son was better than the other student, and his son was the victim. They insist that the work be graded and recorded, otherwise the case would be elevated to the top management of the school. For the teacher step, present an evidence, show the objective proof to support the claim of plagiarism or copying. Second, compare outputs, analyze the similarities between the students' works. Third is interview the students, discuss the incidents with both students separately to understand their perspective. Fourth is talk to the parents calmly, address the concerns, provide evidence, explain the decision process making. And also for the student, do another activity under supervision, complete a new task to demonstrate understanding. Second, alternative assessment, receive a fresh opportunity to showcase knowledge. Third, reiterate the value of honesty, acknowledge the importance of academic integrity. And last, give the proper instruction, do not share the ideas. Understand the original work, expectation, and avoid copying or plagiarism in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the last case. This is the last case. This is still ongoing. We still have to face the Department of Education for this.
Okay,
They were just reported. Okay.
good morning. So case number 10. So for the information of everybody, this case happened between a parent of a grade 10 student and the management or the school. So a parent requested for an evaluation of his son to be submitted to another school as a requirement for entry. The school gave to the requesting parent the envelope with the evaluation. It is sealed, and only the receiving school should open the sealed envelope. The parents accessed her son's evaluation report, and she was perplexed by the teacher's poor rating in critical thinking, one of the criteria in the instrument from the other school. The parent questioned the poor rating since her son consistently achieved high grades in subjects like mathematics and science, which she believed demonstrated his critical thinking skills. Concerned about the discrepancy, she reached out to the teacher for clarification, hoping to understand the evaluation criteria better. The teacher explained that the rating reflected specific classroom behaviors rather than overall academic performance. The parent, not satisfied with the explanation, elevated this incident to the Department of Education. So in the Department of Education in the Philippines, students' progress is not only based on academic performance. Also, the students' ratings are based on their physical performances. DepEd has this mission, vision, and core values to meet. On the academic performance, it includes the written outputs of the students, the quizzes, exercises, and the exams. On the performance, it includes the physical activity you gave to the student. But you need to make a rubric or a criteria on how to rate the students, but sometimes, human as we are being subjective, especially when the attitude or behavior of our student is not good, even though the students are really performing well. We should not, take that matter. So on our lesson plan, at the end of the day, we should meet the learning objectives with regards to the cognitive or the higher order thinking, psychomotor or the physical skills, and affective, the values, behaviors, and attitudes. We should incorporate these three in meeting learning objectives every day to the students. In our case, it's stated here that the students only excels in mathematics and science subjects. In the Philippines, we have 9 subjects, namely English, Math, Science, Filipino, Araling Panlipunan or the Social Studies, TLE, MAPE. MAPE is Music, Arts, PE, and Health. And the ESP, or the Edukasyon sa Pagkakatao or Values Education, and the Homeroom Guidance. On the request of the parent, he requested for an evaluation of his son. In the Philippines, before you enroll or transfer in a specific school, you must have cards or grades and the good moral character certification. Good moral character is about the attitudes or the behavior of the students from previous school. When we say about evaluation, it must involve overall academic performance or academic rating and character building. We evaluate the student as a whole concerning its academic performance and character. That is why we teachers should have the anecdotal record of our students. This anecdotal record will help us in collecting information about the child's development and learning experience. So if you have some problem with your students starting on Monday, we should have our anecdotal record. We write everything there. And also this will serve as our proof if ever we may encounter such problem like this. Always remember, we can never go wrong if we let everything be in control and documented. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so those are the different cases that we encountered. And then this group, you were able to share with us your own encounter with the different types of parents, especially difficult parents. Listening to all the sharing from the difficult parents, sharing of what they will do to the cases presented to them, there are some key words that we were able to hear. Keywords like talk, we explain, we call for them, there's a meeting, and a lot more. So there were some words that you mentioned on how to deal with these issues. And I agree. Okay, all those should have been avoided, or all those that you have shared, okay, are solved. Okay, that is because we do something. So here we say, prevention is better than cure. So that means to say that as teachers, we know already what should be done. Because hearing from you, the decisions that they made, the different actions that you did in all the encounters that you had regarding difficult parents, you were able to do it. That means to say, we have an idea, or we have ideas of what to do. Then, let's do it. So that we'll not be encountering, or if in case we encounter, we know what to do. And what is it? That is having an effective communication with the parents. So in all your answers, there were words that you mentioned about this one. So, it's already time. Is it okay, Dr. Bravo? I'm taking your time. Where are you? Oh, you're here. Is it okay? Just get a little of your time. Konti na lang. Konti na lang, little. Okay, so, you made mention of the so many words, or you gave me different solutions. Actually, all of those would boil down to, let's have an effective communication with the parents. But how do you understand communication? So may I please ask you to get your cell phone? Arnold, kapag cellphone ko sila, pinatago mo kanina eh. Okay, we're speaking in Filipino. I told him they will get their cell phone. Okay, so you all made mention of the different strategies that you will do. And all those strategies would solve or would prevent us from encountering such. So may I know what you mean by effective communication? Please get the, scan the QR code, and then you may just say a word or a phrase, not necessarily sentence, a word or phrase about effective communication. Word or a phrase that you think refers to an effective communication. You're done? You got the QR code? Everyone is able to get the QR code? Okay, so let's see. Okay, 53, 55 responses. Okay, so look at the responses there. Your understanding of effective communication. So what is effective communication for you? So it's all there. Okay, feedback. Okay, feedback is very good. Feedbacking is one of the good things that we have to do to parents. Feedback, empathic talk, clear instructions, two-way communications, correct? Active listening, okay, understanding, there is a feedback from one another, pay attention, nicely talk, effective communication is listening, okay, it is the key, understanding and sharing, okay, so I got 91 responses, okay, it's all there, you see the responses, okay, it has two directions. Sally, what's Sally? Okay, can produce changes, accept each other's opinion, clarity and understanding. Okay, 98, 99 responses. Seeing each other directly and talk, is speaking your words in a manner with integrity, honesty. It's a responsibility. There's clarity. Okay? Okay, so these are all your answers about effective communication for you. So, more responses are coming. Okay. So, with all the answers that you have given me, you know what an effective communication is. So what's the problem? Why do we still encounter problems with parents, difficult parents? Why do we still have so many cases in our school when in fact we know effective communication? What is it all about? Sorry, wait. Yeah, really true. Okay, so we know the effective communication is very important, and that's the only key. That is the only key for us to have a good relationship with our parents. And to have a good relationship is, So you answered about about effective communications, and these are all important aspects of clear communication. You have written it there. It should be two-way. So, Martin Appelbaum said, communication is more than talking. It is an art. And all of you, during your sharing, you talk to the parents with a smile. You should be able to say no in a nice way. You should be able to face them, even if they are at the peak of their anger, and so on and so forth. Because it is an art. It's not easy. Is it easy to talk to parents who are very angry? It is not. But do we have to do it? Yes. So, if we have effective communication, then expectations will be clear. Parents will know what you are expecting from them. It promotes understanding, enhances relationship, facilitates problem solving, encourages feedback, and reduces anxiety. From all your sharing, this came out. You express it differently, but to summarize, it all boils down to this. That if you have effective communication, all these things will happen. Okay, so part of the effective communication is, again, it says that good communication is the bridge between confusion and clarity. In other words, there will be no confusion, everything will be clear if we have good communication with the parents. And you define what a good communication is. In your sharing, you shared with us all the ways of communicating with the parents. Okay, so how do we prevent? Let's build a strong relationship with parents. You know, parental engagement in children's learning and the quality of home learning environment are associated with improved academic outcomes of all ages. There's a research that talks about it. In other words, if you engage the parents, okay? If you engage the parents, academic outcomes is good. So in other words, we can't avoid them because we need them. They are our partners. So in school and at home, children feel more confident and valued in their setting if there's an effective communication between home and the school. Effective communication between home and school helps teachers to teach better. Why? Because you understand your children. A while ago, there was an answer. Let's know the background of our students. There was a sharing a while ago. Let's know the background of our students. And that is very true. Know the background of your students. Know the background of your parents as well. Know the background of the family. Effective homeschool communication helps parents to appreciate teachers' responsibilities. Parents know that you have a lot of responsibility. And they also know that you have your own family. But they will only understand that if you have a good relationship with them. So create or build a good relationship with them because they are our partners in the education of their children. When both school and family involvement are important, the role of family involvement is stronger when it comes to academic success. So, children who are in the family supported by parents, studies show that they are more successful in the academics. So in other words, we really have to partner with our parents because their involvement is important. Their involvement brings good relationship. Their involvement would understand our work better. They will understand our work better. But how can we engage parents more effectively? Okay, as teachers, let us be clear and consistent. So in your sharing a while ago, I think you have shared, you always explain to them. Okay? So, but be clear and be consistent. This is very important. Whatever you say to one should also be said to the other. And you be clear. What do you want? What did the child do? What do you want the children to learn? Okay, cases like, they don't want assessment. Make it clear to them that assessment is important. If they don't want extracurricular activities, explain to them the importance. That we want to develop the students holistically, but be consistent. Make it accessible. In other words, if they need something from you, make it accessible. Okay? If they want to talk to you, but later there are do's and don'ts, okay, welcome the parents. Because that's also a communication. Involve parents in decision making. I don't know if it happens here, but in FEU Cavite, we have the parent council. We involve them in the decision making. We always send them a feedback form. We always do surveys. We send surveys, we ask them, and we get back their feedback. That's very important because that's part of their decision. When we decided to have blended, in FEU Cavite, we have blended learning, we have face-to-face and online. But we ask them, do you agree? We didn't decide. We asked for their decision. We surveyed. We asked them to choose the day. There's one day where they are independent study. We call it in FEU, face-to-face and independent study. Independent study, we ask them to choose for the day. And therefore, Monday to Thursday, face-to-face, Friday, we are independent study. So students are given the work, study on their own pace. But who decided it? We propose, but they help us in making the decision. When you have some new projects, you review and plan. Review and plan. And give it to parents as well. And evaluation is very important. And you can suggest ways how parents can help. Again, if you have a good relationship with the parents, you can ask them. And you know, parents are very helpful. We have a very active partnership with our Parents Council. Again, there are still some parents who are difficult. And I'm telling you, that parent who was very against the extracurricular activities, during our meeting, we could not stop him from saying everything, so many things about extracurricular activities. Guess who helped us? It was another parent who stood up and explained, and he stopped because he was a co-parent. So, suggest ways that parents can help. Okay, so communicating with parents is very important, as we have said. Okay, these are the different ways. And you all answered this. I was listening a while ago. You all answered this. What are the do's when you communicate with parents? Be warm and respectful. You said, even if they're angry, welcome them with a smile. Correct. Be respectful. I would always say, there are 1,001 ways to say a word. That's what I always tell the teachers. There are 1,001 ways to say a word to the parents. So in other words, being warm, being respectful, they will do the same. No matter how difficult they are, you value your parents. You may not agree with all of their suggestions, but value them. Listen to them. Be aware of individual differences. Be aware. Not all parents are the same. Not all children are the same. So, be aware of individual differences and respect. Listen. That is effective communication. Listening. Do not interrupt. As I have said, I have been in the teaching profession for 41 years. Never, and I know that parents do not want to be interrupted. Don't interrupt. You acknowledge them, but don't always agree. But you should have, communication is an art. You should have an art of saying no. But when you say no, be sure you have reasons and you have an option. When you say no, offer a solution or an option. Be positive, no matter how negative the parents are. Be positive. Okay, provide advance notice. This is very important. When our director of the basic education would request or would submit a proposal, my comment would always be, please ensure that advance notice has been given to the parents. Why? Because they are also busy. If, let's say, we have this schedule that Friday is independent study, but because of the so many suspension of classes, we ask the student to come on a certain Friday, it has to be given in advance, the notice. Why? Because they also have to prepare. Okay? And then every time you send a communication, proofread. Be sure you use the right word, be sure it is correct when you send out a communication. Okay, what are the don'ts? Don't ignore contact. In other words, when they email, don't ignore. When they message you, don't ignore. Okay? We had a case that a parent has been sending an email and a teacher wasn't able to answer it. Came to the school very angry with all the proofs of so many emails. Don't ignore. Don't focus on the negative, even if it is so hard. As I have said, always be positive. Use complex language. That's the one I'm telling you. There are 1,001 ways to say a word. Say it in a very nice way. You can tell your parents, you do not know that. I know that better. You can't. But when they say something, you can say, oh, thank you for sharing that. However, then say your part. Because you know better. You are the teacher. Don't be reactive. Okay? Don't be reactive. There are some teachers, there's just one comment and you react at once. No, don't be reactive. Okay? And then don't have a 24/7 approach. Know your boundary. Tell the parents. There should be a boundary. Somebody said, received a message, a call at 11 o'clock. Don't answer. So that they know you have a boundary. You also have your family. Set a boundary. You are not a 24/7 available. Make it clear to them. So these are the different don'ts that you have to consider when dealing with parents. What about parents that are difficult? What are the tips? Number one, never argue with a parent who is angry. He will never listen to you. Never get defensive. If the parent's angry, just listen. Don't defend yourself at once. Never raise your voice. Somebody said, you are always with a smile. To an angry parent, never raise your voice. Okay, there was this one time I told the parent, remember I shared with you, I said, relax, and he got angry. He shouted at me and he said, with this condition, you tell me to relax? He was shouting at me, and my answer was, okay, do you think we will settle things if we shout at each other? That calm, and he stopped shouting. Never say or do anything for which you have to make amends. Be consistent. When you say it's a no, it's a no. But be fair. Never take it personally, even if you hate the parents. I hope you don't hate the parents. Okay, but there are some cases, but never take it personally. Okay? Never take it personally. Never lose your control. It's very important. Never lose your control. No matter how angry the parents are. So these are important things that we have to remember. Why? If we had good communication, school, teachers, parents, and students, then we build trust, we enhance collaboration, we ensure that all voices, students, parents, teachers are heard and valued. This will create a supportive environment where everyone can thrive. In short, what's the secret? Communication. What kind of communication? Effective communication. And what is effective communication? You have shared about it. And you are doing an effective communication. Okay, so this is good to see. Let's work together to have Simon enjoy his learning. That should be our idea. Parents, teachers, work together. You know, parents, their interest is on their children. They want the best for their children. In the same way, we want the best for our students. So we have the same goal. But why is it that we don't meet? Because we don't communicate. So, I hope you were able to learn from today's talk. Dr. Arna is there. Okay. Oh, you said it's done. Okay, so I hope you were able to listen, to learn Okay, I was supposed to ask you what's your takeaway, but we don't have time anymore. But I hope you learned. And as a closing, please read this one. Productive collaboration between family and school, therefore, will demand that parents and teachers recognize the critical importance of each other's participation in the life of the child. We are both important in the life of the child, the parents and we. Okay, this mutuality of knowledge, understanding, and empathy comes not only with a recognition of the child as the central purpose for the collaboration, but also with recognition of the need to maintain roles and relationship with children that are comprehensive, dynamic, and differentiated. So, my dear teachers, we are important in the lives of the children. Parents are important in the lives of the children. Parents and teachers have the same goal, and that is for the best of our students. Therefore, let us work together with the parents, and the key, the secret, is building a good relationship with them by having the best communication or effective communication with them. With that, I thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mirna Quinto. Teachers, if you have questions for Dr. Mirna, please park them for now, and we will do a question and answer portion later. And so for now, we will have our 15-minute break. May I ask this first group and second group to please take your snacks on that side of the aula. Third group and fourth group, you may take your snacks on this side of the aula. Thank you so much. We will resume our second session at exactly 11:10. Thank you.